Hey, this is Spenser.
And I'm Britt.
Since 2011, Buckethead has released 292 albums in his Pikes series, and we're going to listen to them.
3 at a time.
This is Getting Head.
Welcome, head getters, bedwetters, trendsetters, friends, and bucketheads. This is episode 56 of Gettin' Head, a Bucketcast. What do you got for 56, Spenser?
I got absolutely nothing for 56. It's half of 112.
You're not wrong, but you know what 56 is? Future, trap producer and rapper Future has a mixtape called 56 Nights.
Hey, tight.
Did you know there's 56 cards in the minor arcana of a tarot deck?
That sucks.
You've definitely dated enough tarot bitches to know that, Spenser. Pay attention.
Wow.
Pay attention.
Wow. Throwing around allegations
Pay attention
here.
when women speak, Spenser. Pay attention.
When you beat the tarot hose allegations, it's like me being like, oh no, tarot hose. I got a sickness, Brit.
So 56 is also the number of white men who signed the Declaration of Independence. Can you guess how many people total signed the Declaration of Independence?
56.
Bingo! It was all white men. It's weird to think that the Declaration and Constitution cover anybody else but land-owning white men, because it's there pretty clearly. It's only for land-owning white men.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Abolish the Constitution.
Nice.
Yeah, this is Abolish a Constitution cast.
Oh, wow. That's heavy. That's heavy. Constitution can refer to other things, too. It can refer to, like, how you poop.
Yeah, your internal constitution. Abolish that as well.
Yeah, do that.
You know, every day, just, have, like, a handful of, like, opiates. And then a handful of like fiber pills and like diuretics and like stool softeners. Just throw them all together and just take a handful.
Just see what happens.
See what happens, because some of them will plug you up, some of them will like send you to space and make it so you can't shit for 2 weeks.
Yeah,
you'll see. It'll be it's an adventure. It's a real Russian roulette of your asshole, which I know a thing or three about.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Speaking of a Russian roulette with your asshole.
How you been, Spenser?
Damn it, I was trying to segue. Okay. Yeah, I've been pretty good. You know what I've been doing, Britt? I've been seeing weird shit on cars and T-shirts, and I need to talk about them, okay?
Interesting. Yeah, because I actually took a picture of a car.
Oh, excellent.
This week that I thought was a little weird, but tell me what you got. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I was walking through the parking garage at my work the other day, and I saw a car with a bumper sticker that said, hold on. I have to figure it out in my brain. Fuck. Okay. It's such a weird. Okay. We'll come back to that one. A coworker of mine has a shirt that he wears a lot, and it just says in large block letters, it's a black shirt, has white text on it. In large block letters, it says NPR AF.
Like National Public Radio is fuck?
Yes.
Okay, I mean, I guess that makes sense. He's like ascribing to the brand of NPR and saying like, hey, I'm an NPR motherfucker, which like, I feel like is unfortunately the same type of people who wear like Ruth Gator Ginsburg fucking shirts and shit.
Wow, you murdered that.
Yeah, I just want to say RGB, but like RBG, whatever. Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Ruth's ginger beer.
Yeah, shut up, Rachel's Ginsburg.
Rachel's Bader Ginsburg. Rachel's Ginger Beer is a local Seattle restaurant that I work by, actually.
Yeah, they are owned by a woman who had white dreadlocks for like 12 years or something.
Dude, does she still? Because
she doesn't still.
I've seen her recently.
There was a big Twitter controversy where like eventually she shaved her dreadlocks and like wrote an apology letter about it.
Holy shit!
Saying like, hey, I didn't know that this was so wrong in the community. But then some of her employees came out and was like, yeah, I talked to her about it like 8 years ago, and she like defended it. And so apparently she was really shitty about it for a long time. So I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that.
Yeah.
Their ginger beer sells really well though. I carried it at the co-op.
They have they do like a CBD ginger beer.
Oh yeah,
that I was buying for a while. I was buying that for a while in like a growler, and I was making Moscow mules with it.
Oh, nice,
it was like I was getting blackcurrant ginger beer with CBD in it. This is the most Seattle fucking experience imaginable. Yeah. Like Seattle's a fucking weird place, but like it is a place where you can get a growler of CBD blackcurrant ginger beer, and then you can fucking make a Moscow mule with it, and then like fucking, I don't know, stay up really late playing Call of Duty. I don't know. It's a thing you can do. Okay.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Should you though?
I don't know. But no, like, okay. So fuck, I can't remember the exact wording on this bumper sticker that I saw. So like, it was basically something that said midwifery is a form of protest.
Okay.
It was something like that.
I mean, I could see some sort.
What does this mean?
Well, some sorts of midwifery are very like, you know, pro-feminine and like pro-nature. I could see that. Like doulas and midwives do some very interesting work. That I could see as forms of like protest, especially, you know. I don't know.
Against if you're hospital.
If you're working in women's health, there is some evil white man out there opposed to what you're doing, no matter what it is.
I'm sure I could see that. It was and it wasn't the sort of thing where I saw it and I was like, that's dumb. I saw it and I was like, I have no fucking idea what this is about. So like, what is happening?
So can I show you some bumper stickers that I saw? And I'd like you to read these in order for me.
Yes, absolutely.
And tell me your impression.
Okay. All right.
So I was driving behind this vehicle the other day, and I stopped behind them at the red light, and I was like, what? And I had to take a picture because this gives a very interesting worldview on the back of a car in three different things.
Really
Go for
does.
it.
Okay.
Start.
So there are 3 items here. 2 of them are stickers, and one of them is a decal. The decal is in the center, like sandwiched by the 2 stickers.
Yes.
Right, yeah.
Right.
So the first sticker, it's a bumper sticker that's been worn. It's been on this sticker for it's been on this car for a long time.
Which is weird because the car is not that old. It's maybe 10 years old max.
Sure, yeah. And it looks like it's been on there since they got it. And it is a blue and white sticker. And on the left-hand side, there's a Star of David. Mm-hmm. And then it says, Heart, Israel. Yep. It just has like a heart, and then it says Israel. Like,
but I think the last 2 letters are chopped off.
Yeah,
it's like heart is writ.
It says what I can read is Star of David, and then a heart, and then ISRA, Isra.
Isra.
But it's very clear, like by the fading, they're definitely talking about Israel.
You know what? I prefer better than Isra.
What's that?
Better than Ezra. That's a ska joke.
That's terrible. The second item, let's talk about the second bumper sticker first. So the second bumper sticker is below the decal, and it is also a blue and white sticker, and it also has a Star of David in the center of it.
It does.
But above the Star of David, there's a blue line, and it says, blue and white forever. Okay. And so this Israel sandwich is then sandwiching a Jesus fish.
Which was like, so like I saw the first thing, like, okay, whatever, just like pro-Zionist Jewish people, whatever. And then my eye went down and I'm like, so they're just very, very pro-Israel, but happen to be Christian, like, because they only have one Jesus thing on here. Like the whole car only had these 3 bumper stickers on it. So Their worldview is like
their worldview is Israel sandwich.
I am a pro-Zionist first, Christian second. Which I'm like, what does that mean?
Who is that person?
I mean, maybe it's just like someone who really wants like the whole end of days, like fucking Left Behind situation to happen.
Okay, all right.
And they're just like, yeah, I just want the world to be, I want to go to heaven. I want the world to be just bad people, you know?
Yeah.
And so because of that, they're like super pro-Zionist, because one thing about Zionism is like all of the Zionist aims really co-align with evangelical end of days
theory.
They
really do. Funny how that works out, huh?
It's super weird.
It's super fucking weird.
Yeah, there's a lot of good YouTube documentaries on it. You should take a look.
Love a YouTube documentary
about how evangelicals and Zionists became basically part of the same political faction.
No, I've definitely listened to a lot of stuff about that.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
Yeah, totally. The Behind the Bastards episode about Benjamin Netanyahu is pretty good.
Yeah,
the Netanyahus
Behind the
general.
Bastards.
Yeah,
wonderful show.
Pretty good.
Robert Evans, amazing host.
I saw another car.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
we've been lucky that we've been blessed.
We have been blessed. I saw a car in Portland, Oregon this past weekend.
Oh well, there's a lot of
and I'm gonna show.
Sure, it wasn't a rickshaw.
Yeah, no, this was on a newer car. This was like a newer Subaru. And I'm going to show you the sticker and have you describe it.
Okay.
But this was taken in Portland, Oregon on Friday.
So it's got a it looks like a very big bumper sticker, like the size of a license plate.
It was a large. Well, maybe not that big, but it was a large bumper sticker. Yeah,
but it's like it's a very large rectangle. It's like double the size of most regular bumper stickers, and it's yellow and blue, and it's got like an old style detective on it, wearing like a trench coat.
It's got a big beard.
Yeah, got a big beard, I think, and it's got a lot of question marks around him, like Matthew Lesko style. And it just says, "Do you follow my meme page this close?" Which is, if as many people followed my meme page as drove behind me, I'd have to tone it down a lot. Yeah,
for fucking real, right? For fucking real. But that was a fun sight to see, a sight to behold, if you will. They didn't have any information about their meme page on the car, or else I would have followed them.
Yeah, I definitely would have followed them too.
Yeah, maybe.
You know what? Yeah. Maybe I should. Let's get decals for our cars that have our.
This is the stupidest idea you've ever had.
Yeah, because like someone's gonna like be like, "Oh, let me check that out," and they look at it and be like, "This motherfucking communist son of a bitch." And they fuck up my car real bad.
Well, no, they're going to get mad at me and be like, what the fuck's that guy doing? Because I, ran over something. I don't know, did something crazy or
you're
stupid.
Just a shitty driver.
I'm a bad driver, so that's why
I'm a good driver.
That's why I leave no distinguishing marks on my vehicle.
See, that's the thing is like a lot of people would like follow me because oh, that's a courteous driver. I should follow them on Instagram and be like, what the fuck?
When have you ever said that? Have you ever said that in real life? Have you ever said like, oh, that person's such a courteous driver?
Yeah.
I'm going to follow their Instagram from the Shady Link QR code that's plastered to the back of their car.
No, all the time I will like write out little notes like badass driving son, and then I'll like airdrop them and I'll just send them to all the available iPhones around me.
Of course.
And then like hopefully like one of them actually like is the right one. Sure, yeah. See if you can get any bites, you know? Yeah. Bites. Megabytes, baby. Yeah, megabytes. Shut up. We do that at the Mega Lunch. Okay. Megabytes. No one. That's an inside joke to you. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Speaking of inside jokes. Yeah. Yeah. What? I don't know. Fuck. Maybe you should try. What's up with you, Britt? Tell me. Come on. Give me an anecdote. I don't know. Stuff and things, I guess. Okay. I I don't know, man. I just been hanging out and jerking off and stuff.
Oh, tight. Tell me what you've been jerking off to.
I don't know, porn. You?
Wow, I never thought of jerking off to porn.
Like if you want to know all the specific types of porn, that's a whole nother Bucketcast, baby.
Yeah, that's a whole nother hole, baby. That's a whole nother kind of head.
Oh yeah, like I have a versatile taste. I like a lot of things.
Yeah, a smorgasbord of things.
I
you like some choices, some the graveyard beverage of the soda fountain, if you will, of pornography.
I will say the categories of porn that I'm not into are few and far between.
Love it.
I mean, I don't like poo-poo stuff. I'm not a.
You say that now.
Not a Chuck Berry, if you will.
Chuck Berry sucks.
Yeah. Well, no, he more just shits in sex workers' faces and farts in their faces.
Yeah, he does.
There's a really great video of him farting in their face. And that was a fart right there.
Yeah, you said that to me after a Bucketcast, and I watched it the next morning, and I was like,
Well, now it's officially on a Bucketcast. I'm not going to edit that out.
That's great. I love that. We're probably kicked off Twitch now.
No, we're still rolling, it looks like.
Yeah.
Rolling.
Yeah. Love that.
Yep.
All right, man. Hit me with a bucket fact.
I'd love to hit
what
you with a bucket fact.
Bucket fact, 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 bucket fact.
Oh, today we're going to talk about Buckethead's history in video games.
Oh yeah, this has been one I've been wanting to talk to you about quite a bit, actually.
Yeah. Because a lot of people, and as we've commented many times, a lot of his stuff is very video game soundtrack-esque.
Yes.
A lot of it sounds like it should just be in a first-person shooter. And
he has music in a couple first-person shooters.
We will get to that. Although he'd already done quite a bit of soundtrack work for various movies and other things, the first time Buckethead is officially on a video game is in 2001 for X-Men Reign of Apocalypse.
Oh.
Released on the Game Boy Advance.
What?
Correct.
What?
Yep, on the Game Boy Advance. He is credited with guitar licks and guitar sounds.
Amazing.
Which I tried to look up like gameplay footage of this, and I found some, but nothing that I would be like, oh, okay. I don't know.
I will source the soundtrack for this. We'll listen to
definitely. I don't know if it was on the soundtrack because he's credited with literally guitar licks and guitar sounds, I think, on his IMDb. Yeah.
Okay.
The first time we see him actually do anything prominently in the video game world is in 2006, where he is licensed for Guitar Hero 2, where his track Jordan, about Michael Jordan, is one of the more difficult tracks in the game. Mm-hmm. And this is kind of like, it really...
This is a big moment for Buckethead.
It is. It made a huge boost in his career. It brought him to an entirely new generation of people, because, like, consider... The people who really, heard him before, heard him from one of two sources.
Yeah.
Which was probably going to be like when he got big in the first place from Primus or with Guns N' Roses. And so most of those fan bases are going to be older, because both of those bands came into being in the late 80s, early 90s.
But although Guitar Hero 2 is generally, I would say, a cross-generational game, like there's a lot of interest in a variety of different generations, but it's going to be primarily by the generation who was in adolescence at that time, 2006. Yes, millennials. Correct.
And before that, I'd say his fan base was probably going to be predominantly Gen Xers and maybe boomers.
Yeah.
But definitely not millennials. I mean, how would you really get into him unless you were into like classic rock and weird prog rock from the 90s, which wasn't a cool thing in the early 2000s.
It's just true.
At all. Like,
this is true.
And we lived there. So
yeah, 100%. 100%.
after that, we see his biggest year in 2008, where he licensed 2 songs, one being Soothsucker for Guitar Hero 3,
Nice.
which is now his most popular song by far,
Uh-huh.
and then also a writing credit on Shackler's Revenge for Guns N' Roses, which appeared prominently and was actually, in many cases, displayed on a cover sticker for Rock Band 2, as it was the second release song from Chinese Democracy and initially exclusive to the game.
Nice.
Oddly, Buckethead would not have any more songs on Guitar Hero or Rock Band games after this.
Mm-hmm.
Next time we see him perform on a video game is in 2012's Twisted Metal, the reboot.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, he has a song on there called
Okay.
Ready to Die, written and performed by him and Brain, also known as Brian Mantilla.
Nice.
And then the most recent video game soundtrack he's done is on a first-person shooter known as Sigil, which is the 5th installment in the Doom series and released independently by John Romero, who is one of the original creators of Doom.
Hell yeah. So I want to play this really bad because of this.
Yeah.
It is like weirdly difficult to figure out how to play this.
Yeah, because it is a mod for the original Doom.
Yes.
Yes.
So yeah, no,
then-
it's like if you're trying to buy a collection of like the Doom stuff that has it in it, it is in some of them and it is not in other ones, and like it's super weird. You can technically play it on a PlayStation, but it's like you have to jump through all these hoops to do it. It's weird.
Yeah, it's super strange.
But yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, it's super cool. And like it is the entire soundtrack in both regular guitar and also a composer known as James Paddock completely arranged all of Buckethead's stuff in MIDI.
That fucking rules.
I know. And so
that
they
slaps.
I know, right?
That's so
That's
tight.
so fucking cool.
I love that.
Yeah, so I don't game much, but if you do, maybe check out any of these games that Buckethead is in. And also in the future, Spenser and I will at some point be streaming one or maybe all of these games if we can,
Correct.
Figure out how to do it.
I think that we should definitely like keep a lookout on the Patreon space, because I think I would like to lead a bonus episode about Sigil.
Yeah,
I think that would be potentially
That'd be
very
dope.
cool.
Hell yeah. Yeah, and that is the history of Buckethead in video games.
Bucket facts.
We listened to 3 more Pikes this week.
Yeah, we did.
Pike 166, 167, and 168. We got
Baby.
Region, Shapeless, and Ognarader, respectively. Ognarader,
I think-
Ognarader.
I think Ognarader. Let's say Ognarader. Yeah.
Let's go with Ognarader. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, Pike 166, Region, released on August 25th, 2015, just 4 days after the previous Pike Orange Tree.
Yeah.
This is all right.
This is a strong pike.
It's pretty good.
I think I think this is a really good pike, honestly.
It's bluesy, it's arena rocky, it's hard rock ballads.
It's got a lot of energy, and there's a lot of like shredding. It is like there's
a lot of
much
shredding. I'm surprised you like this one so much because there's a lot of bluesy stuff in here.
There is, but it feels very like, I don't know. I really enjoyed it. I thought there was a lot of energy in it. Like there's some bluesy stuff in the middle, but like it's not for too long, and then it gets out of it. There's a lot of like just kind of like heavy arena rock stuff. There's some. So here's one thing that happens in this record that I like a lot, and there's like some pretty okay bass lines in it, and like
there are some okay, but they're very repetitive.
Sure, but the mix is great, and the drum programming is great, and it's like it's good.
You know what some of it actually really reminds me of is Steve Vai, to be honest.
Interesting, I can see that.
It's very clean, bluesy but metal type of stuff.
Yeah, and it's very, very shreddy. Like
It
there's
is
some
very
really,
there's some cool stuff.
really good shredding in this.
One thing I kind of realized on track 4 on here is like as much shredding and blues stuff as he does, does he only play on hardtail guitars?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like he's never played with a whammy bar before, really.
Yeah, no.
Which is really interesting to me because it's like, I mean, that's a whole nother instrument. If
it
you
is,
use
yeah, totally.
And you can make it your own, but like he manages to be very interesting without ever using one. Although,
true, yeah.
I do think he could make something really cool with it. You know?
I think he could too, and it's interesting to me that he never really like does that kind of
like
stuff.
I always use Andy LaRocque as an example because
the guitar player from King Diamond,
because he's just one of the best lead guitarists of all time.
He's incredible, yeah, and like his use of a whammy bar in particular is like so expressive,
and also
it's
is
really
all of the leads on Death's Individual Thought Patterns.
Yes,
which is an amazing album.
It is an amazing album.
Maybe his best album for guitar parts, to be honest.
Ooh.
Well, I know because he has, riffs.
Dude, them.
I don't know, dude.
Them.
I am an Abigail motherfucker.
Abigail's incredible, but them
is riffs. Abigail is leads. Like,
I think they're so comparable that like I can't.
They
like,
aren't. They are not. We have to talk about that on another thing. We'll have to do a King Diamond cast at some point, but that's something totally different. King Diamond to me, I feel like King Diamond to me is similar to how you feel about like Megadeth. Like, because King Diamond, like, I don't know, told me a lot about me when I first discovered him.
Honestly, same. Like, I got absolutely obsessed with King Diamond. Like,
did I show you King Diamond? Because I remember the first time I ever heard him was I just randomly bought Spider's Lullaby when I was like 16, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
It fucking the Diamond Center Mammoth Music.
I remember listening to Abigail with you and Justin and Chris in your car.
Okay, because that was well after.
Yeah.
Because okay, so I might have introduced you to
you might have, yeah.
To the King. Long live the King.
Long live the King, dude.
If you can ever see King Diamond live, do it.
I have.
It's one of the.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm talking to the audience here.
Oh, what? Nobody's listening. It's okay.
They will. They will or else.
Yeah.
Both of them have seen him live, and I can personally say it is one of the best concerts I've ever seen.
Yeah, he's absolutely incredible live.
He's not only absolutely incredible, he's like 60 years old.
Yeah.
And he is still one of the best live performances I've ever seen.
Yeah, he's absolutely
It's incredible.
amazing. Yeah.
Like, he has so much energy. He has boundless energy. His precision and of the material and showmanship is second to nobody I've ever seen live.
Yeah, he's like on the level of like a Bruce Dickinson.
I was going to say Bruce Dickinson is the only other vocalist who is that album perfect and energetic live that I've ever seen.
Yeah, no, totally. Like I've only seen Maiden once, but like, and it was like
me too,
fairly recently, and like.
Yeah,
he was amazing though.
4
Like
years ago
they were
at
so
Tacoma
good.
Dome. Yeah, they were incredible.
So good.
Dude, Steve Harris is a beast. Steve Harris is a fucking rock. Like, I wish he would have played with more bands, to be honest.
Could be interesting to hear.
Yeah, because like I just want to hear him play with other people. Because I mean, although he fits so perfectly in Maiden, like he's such a good goddamn musician. I want to hear all of his takes on music.
For sure.
Yeah, I love Steve Harris, and
we know.
I'm gonna find his daughter and seduce her.
Nice.
And become part of the Harris family.
That's amazing.
That's my goal in life.
Good luck with that. Thanks for making this grand statement. I think you're gonna achieve that, and like if there's anything I can do to help, I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it meant being fully heterosexual, I'd do it to be Steve Harris's son.
That rocks, dude. I love that.
Bucket fact.
Bucket fact.
So this was a pretty good album. It was all right to me. You think it was pretty good?
I think it was pretty good. I liked it. I liked it a lot, actually.
There was a lot of copy pasting of drum parts, I think. And like the bass riffs were cool, but they were very repetitive. A lot of jamming over like bluesy progressions and a lot of copy pasting. I think it goes to like a Lost City of Pompeii water thrill park ride thing.
Wow. Okay.
Where do you think it goes?
This one's tough. It's so like there's a lot of like epic parts in it. I feel like a lot of like really epic shredding.
There's like soaring. I don't know if I'd
soaring
say epic.
Soaring leads.
And also,
though.
can we stop using the word epic? Like that's a Ben
It's
Shapiro
epic.
word. That's a Ben Shapiro word.
I've never heard that person talk. Like I don't know anything about
It's
him.
an Elon Musk word then.
Ugh.
Yeah, he uses epic unironically a lot in his tweets. It's really gross.
Well, just don't read his tweets.
I try not to.
Good.
But he's all over the Twitterverse and he's a douchebag.
Yeah, he sucks.
You can't avoid douchebags that big.
That's true. That's true. But you can avoid. I don't know. Okay. Sorry. It's clearing your throat cast.
Every one of our podcasts is a clearing your throat cast.
Oh God, I'm so sorry. Okay, here's my idea. It's the soundtrack to, that thing that you do where you're like on a narrow thing and you have like a stick that has like two like either inflated things on the ends or they're like puffy things, and you try to battle with another person. You're both in like suits with like foam on them.
Yeah, it's like the American Gladiator.
American Gladiators or like an MXC kind of a thing. Like, and then there's like a ball pit underneath you and you're trying to knock somebody into the ball pit. I feel like it's a soundtrack to it, a thing like that.
Okay.
And I think that would be excellent. But it would be cool if they were like shaped like, or they were wearing like chicken suits or something.
Okay.
And they were holding like big fake guitars and trying to like,
oh yeah,
bang.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
It'd be stupid. But I would like it. I think it would be nice.
That'd be fine.
Yeah.
That's okay. I'll accept it. Pike 167 Shapeless, released on August 27th, 2015. Just 2 days.
Just 2 days.
Just 2 days after Region and my brother's 30th birthday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at that. Happy birthday, Beck.
Yeah, this one's split into 3 tracks. First one being the titular track, Shapeless.
Speaking of titular.
Yeah, big titties, baby.
Yeah.
This is a big titty album for sure.
Yeah, sure.
The first song is more than half the album, 16 minutes long. It's a pretty cool metal rocker with some cool solos.
Yeah, there's some like... This one's pretty weird. It goes to some places. Yeah, there's like some shreddy stuff. There's like weird like whammy pedal sludge riffs, which is like cool. That's like an interesting texture. It sounds weird. That's fun.
Yeah. Yeah, the first song was all right. Honestly, though, I feel like the back half of the album is the strong half of the album. Especially track 2, Vague Lights. It's a weird metal song, but it's got a very like speed metal feel to it. Like we were just talking about Iron Maiden. It feels very like Nico McBrain on the drum program.
Yeah, for sure.
We
love a McBrain.
Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of like how saturated the guitar tone was with the Line 6 FM4, like the heavy synth envelope thing. He did a lot of that, but he managed to like make the riffs cool and interesting and dynamic enough to where it wasn't like a huge distraction, Sure. It was all right. It was all right. Yeah, a couple minutes in, it goes into this super weird down tune and envelope chug part.
Yeah.
That ended up being like really interesting after he started doubling everything with the bass.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It was highly experimental, lots of cool riffs, no real solos. Oddly enough, I think this is my favorite track of the week. It was weird as fuck, and I didn't love it, but I didn't love any of the Pikes this week. But I thought this one was like cool enough and weird enough and new enough.
Yeah.
That it was interesting. It was interesting.
Sure, yeah. I also agree. I thought this one was interesting. I also I really liked the Pike 166 region a lot because it just, I don't know, it felt like a very strong Pike to me. And like the comments that I read about it, I think a lot of people, I think it struck a chord with a lot of people. Like the look you're giving me.
No.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, like it felt very strong, and like to me, it's just really impressive. you know, you make this many albums to still be able to put out something that I look at as like, hey, this is a strong example of like why what you're doing is cool. And like he's 166 albums in. Like that's really impressive. Like that really rocks me. And I feel the same way about this one too. So 167 as well. Really strong Pike.
Really strong. You'd say really strong. Interesting.
Oh, I'd say they're both strong.
I'd say 166 is average. 167 is better than average only on the merit of the second half of the album.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't a huge fan of any three of the Pikes this week. I thought they were all good. They were all passable, but not fantastical.
Okay.
Yeah. Then The Sleep Book, track 3 on the album Shapeless, 167. It was really nice. It was very soft. Had some nice soft delayed guitar.
Yep.
Light ride cymbal.
Yep.
And kind of worked itself into a post-rock song with nice leads, nice melodies, no real solos. Very relaxing. Real nice way to close out the album.
Agreed.
Real, but kind of more than anything, a real average Pike.
Okay.
I feel like a lot of Pikes.
I feel like this one was closer to average. I really feel like 166 was above average for me. But 167 was, I would say, about average. I would say maybe just a slight bit above average. I don't know. It was a very listenable Pike, but it did not jump out at me as extremely unique.
Yeah, and the tone on the album, like, I feel like it didn't really have a consistent direction.
Hey, at least there wasn't any like of those electronic drums.
That's true.
Which
like, there wasn't any
nice.
Bad mixing really in any of these albums.
Yeah, they sounded pretty good.
They did. I feel the pacing of this album at least was like a horror ride. So I'd say it's a dark ride, kind of like the Haunted Mansion of some sort.
Okay.
Like, not super like atmospheric or anything, but kind of more direct.
To me, this is dumpster rap music. This is music.
Dumpster rap.
They play music at the dumpsters for some insane reason. And
it's an Insane Clown Posse reason. It's you know why they play next to the dumpsters? It's insane composty.
It's pretty good. You're gonna turn this into an Insane Clown podcast, Britt.
I already made that one on the.
Well, the listeners don't know this. If you want to know this joke, it's so I can be more lame. Listen, subscribe to our Patreon and listen to our bonus episodes.
Spenser, you couldn't be more lame.
That's what you think, Britt. But there's many more hours of content where I can be lamer.
Yeah, I edit that out, Spencer. I know about that content.
Yeah,
Pike 168, Ognarader, released on September 2nd, 2015, 6 days after Shapeless.
Nice. Dude, this one has, like, I think my favorite album art of any of the Pikes.
It's good album art.
It's really clean and
clean.
Good looking. It looks nice.
It's I think maybe the only vector art used
maybe,
on the Pikes.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for minimalism, and this is one that, like, it just looks nice. Like, I feel like if Buckethead released this as an album and, like, kept that as the art, like, I think it would.
Well, you know what the art really reminded me of based on the color scheme and everything? I want to say it was like a yellow album cover with like red kind of dripping off of it.
Yeah. Fries and mustard, dude.
Fries and mustard, or like Watchmen. Like the Watchmen, the button with the yellow happy face with blood on it.
Yeah.
Very Watchmen.
Yeah. If you had to send a Limp Bizkit song into the Watchmen TV series when they're talking about the Tulsa Race Massacre, which Limp Bizkit song would you pick?
In Together Now, of course.
Perfect.
Let's break the racial divide and bring people together here.
Exactly.
Shut the fuck up.
Perfect. This one's pretty. This is another record that I felt like was pretty solid.
It was.
It's very similar to Pike 167. I felt
Yeah, I don't know. It's also
Maybe a little
similar to
funkier.
166 too, because it's a lot of jamming over just like backing tracks. I honestly felt this was the weakest Pike this week, and I'm going to go through it song by song. Track.
Okay.
What? There's 4 tracks this week.
Okay. Okay. You were just so aggressive about it. You're like, I'm going to go through it song by song, Spenser, and we're going to fucking talk about this.
I've been watching a lot of wrestling, so I'm going to start like cutting promos on you during this.
All right. Fine.
Listen, Spenser, I know you like this week's third Pike Ognarader, but I gotta tell you, you got a 0% chance of defending your opinion, because I don't think this was that great of an album, alright? It was released 6 days after Shapeless, and it smells like 6 turds after Shapeless, you know?
I would watch wrestling if it was like this.
Wrestling is like this, Spencer.
But
that's why I watch it.
No, but like specifically directed towards me and my opinions.
No, that's fair.
Like, I want to pay for a service where there's just like a muscly guy that's like, Spenser, you've been really disappointing me this week. I need you to.
You're talking about degradation cam shows. Which is
like Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah, it's something I used to do for money.
Well, I know. I don't know if the people know, but
well, now they do. Now my parents know because they listen to this podcast occasionally.
Awesome.
Speaking of awesome, Ognarader was not that awesome.
It was fine.
It was fine.
I like the ketchup and mustard theme to it.
That was not a musical theme.
It was a musical enough theme for me.
Name the song that was about ketchup and mustard, Spencer.
The first one.
Yeah, how?
Because it was.
Shut the fuck up. So the first track, Og, was kind of just like drum and bass backing tracks with like shreddy parts. And then he just went back to the same bass and guitar doubling riff. It's all right. He tries a lot of different things with like subtracting bass and subtracting drums, but the guitar is pretty constant throughout. It's overall an okay song. The second song is 14 fucking minutes long.
Yeah.
And it's a little too long for the meat on the bone, if you will.
Okay.
Like, it's, it's like, I feel like 14 minutes is like the right amount of time for like oral sex per person.
Okay. That feels like a long time.
Really?
Maybe.
I don't know.
I guess I don't know. Yeah. Sure.
Like if it's like a foreplay and also like maybe getting the person off once or twice thing. Not sure. Like that's the only thing we're doing. Sure. If it's the only thing you're doing, 14 minutes is like not enough. I don't think. Also, I don't know. Like, do you come in 14 minutes from a blowjob, Spencer? This is the third ween drop. If you've been paying attention, this is also now literally getting head a Bucketcast. Maybe for the first time ever.
That rocks. Plead the fifth.
The fifth, so 5 minutes then.
Nice.
That
rocks.
So yeah, second song, direct continuation of the first song, ends in a weird part. Not sure if it was the right place. I'm not sure if YouTube did that right, but whatever. Pretty crazy solo techniques in this song, I'll say. Like, he does some really cool nubbing and tapping and shit, which is always neat to hear, because like he does it in a way that really nobody else, I mean, other people do it like that, but like no one else of real prominence does like nubbing and multi-finger tapping exactly like him. He does it in a very weird, spooky way. I like it. Track 3, Raw. Obviously a song about Sun Ra, right?
Obviously.
Didn't sound anything like Sun Ra. Sounded more like maybe Living Color.
Maybe it was a song about Stargate SG-1. Ra is a villain in Stargate SG-1 for a time, or a season or two.
Yeah, is it like Ra the sun god?
Yes.
Oh.
So all of the ancient Egyptian gods are villains in the Stargate universe.
Are they really villains, or are they like, what are you doing here, white people?
No. They are like colonizer aliens that like go around and like do bad stuff.
Are you sure we're not the colonizer alien, Spenser?
Oh man, I don't even know anymore.
We built the Stargate, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
The Stargate was built by... Nobody knows who built the Stargate.
White people.
Probably not.
Yeah, if it's nobody knows, then it's like black people did it and white people are like, it just showed up here. It's an ancient mystery.
Aliens.
There's no way those black people could have built the pyramids. It's gotta be aliens. Shush.
Sucks.
It does suck.
Hate to see it.
Yeah. So much of the time, fucking, like, ancient alien explanations and conspiracies are just apologism for, like, racism. Like, believing that certain cultures are just not capable of certain
incapable.
things.
Yeah. Well, a lot of, like, Nazi ideology comes from that perspective.
Yeah.
Which is weird. Super dumb.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Wait. Nazis being super dumb? Bum, bum, bum.
We'll be right back.
World War II, we'll be right back.
Track 4.
That's the name of the episode.
World War II, we'll be right back. Speaking of which, track 4, starts out with some cool nubbing, works its way into an awesome doom metal riff. This was actually a pretty cool song.
Yeah.
Had like a Baroque metal vibe to it. Does a lot of staccato, very on key stuff. Pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Then he goes off on a big chromatic solo for the rest of the song, which is all right.
It's all right.
Yeah, it's all right. This whole album's all right. 168, all right. Almost fine. Really just a bucket jam, though.
A bucket jam for sure.
Probably the weakest Pike this week, I'd say.
Sure.
Music could go to a big live chess game.
Tight.
At
with real people as the pieces.
Yeah, exactly. They have it the Alaska Renaissance Fair used to have one of those.
I've never seen that. That sounds cool.
Dude, honestly, the Alaska Renaissance Fair fucked.
Yeah.
I was in it one year. Like, I used to be in Alaska Theater of Youth, which is run by like the same theater company that does the Ren Fair. That's like headed up by these two guys named Shane and Wayne Mitchell, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And they're twin brothers, I want to say, who have like one of the largest Pez collections in the world.
Amazing.
But they also run like a theater group in Alaska, and they're fabulous. Like, they're amazing. Like, they're the closest I will probably ever meet to like Tim Curry. They're two individuals who are Tim Curry.
It's fantastic.
And Tim Curry's fucking fabulous. I love Tim Curry so much.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Cool. That's a cool story, Britt. I love that.
So I was thinking about this though. Based on this, in Buckethead land, if there was like a chess set, live chessboard, who would the characters be? What would each individual? So the pawns are chickens, probably, right?
Probably, yeah.
So the two sides, you got Buckethead, and then you got Death Cube K, is the other king, right? Who else do you think is on that board?
Oh fuck. The queen is Dan Monty.
Is the queen Dan Monty?
Yes.
Honestly, I think like Bootsy Collins would be a better queen on the
I was thinking
light
Bootsy
side.
Collins is the knight.
The knight, or he could be the queen on the black side. And then the bishops are Bernie Worrell.
That's tight. That rocks. No, like Brain, I think, is the castle.
Okay. You mean the
rook.
The rook.
Rook. Is that what it's called?
That's the rook.
That's the rook. Okay. It's a castle. It's fine.
It's the rook.
But you can call it that. I watched The Queen's Gambit, Brit.
Yeah.
I have heard of chess.
Is that like a British X-Men?
Yeah, basically.
think about that one.
She's an X-Man or something, probably.
No, the Queen's Gambit.
I know. I thought about it.
It was a good joke.
I got it. I just
I
ignored
thought about
it.
that one like 2 weeks ago, and I was like, "That's okay. I could use that somehow." And I just did. So respect it, Spenser.
Respect the craft, brother.
Respect the crap. Respect the craft. 1998.
There you go, Shaka. Yeah, I don't know. That's all I got for that. Oh, Les Claypool should be a piece.
Oh, a Les Clay piece. For sure.
Les Clay
He should
piece.
be like a bishop on one side. Huh?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That's pretty cool.
I think it's pretty cool.
So yeah, that's where we went this week in Pikes.
We went some other places too, though.
Yeah,
and I would
we
like
take
to
a journey there.
Would you like to go on a journey with me, Britt?
No.
Come on.
Statements from the bucket
Bucket boy. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's beautiful. We made it. We made it here. This is the part of the show where we like to talk about shit, aka YouTube, and also poop.
Want to talk about poop?
Want to talk about shit? Want to talk about pee and number two?
I hate us. Fuck you.
That was great. That was great. I love that. Yeah, we're garbage, dude. Anyways, yeah, we shine a light on some YouTube comments and just talk about them. Okay. Kicking things off, YouTube user Orlando Nass says 2 years ago, I can only imagine him doing Prince's facial expressions behind that mask.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know. So Prince is, I'd say, objectively a lot more sexual than Buckethead.
Prince is an extremely horny man.
Yeah, Prince is horny on main.
Prince is horny on like everyone's
everything
main.
on every album.
Prince is like
horny on a major label. Like,
yeah.
Prince is one of the horniest motherfuckers of all time. I would not put Buckethead in the category of horny.
Yeah,
at all.
I would not. Buckethead is not horny music. I don't think I could ever fuck to Buckethead. I mean, I could, but like I don't think I would. I would be distracted because of the connotation that it has. You know?
What's the connotation? Fucking to buck.
You and I talking about Buckethead, which is like not exactly what I want to think about when I'm about to bust, you know?
Don't pretend you don't think about me to bust anyway, Spenser.
Not intentionally.
But sometimes I just cross your mind and you're like, what? Well, they told me about the prostate. I get it.
Speaking of the prostate, YouTube user Mateus E. Vanessa says 6 years ago, I know it. Says 6 years ago, I know how is his face. I don't fucking care how he is. But I found pictures of him and is definitely him.
Or, in the words of Tool, I don't know how is his face, but
that's great. That's beautiful. I liked that comment a lot. It was pretty good. Yeah, so moving on. YouTube user Hernek Bazucha. Amazing name.
More like Hernich Bazinga.
Yeah, there you go. Says 6 years ago. Hold on. Guitar and bass.
No.
Nice.
Hold on. You can play two stringed instruments
You
that are
can
set
two
up
of them?
on the exact same scale?
What? Yeah, no, pretty good. They actually like somehow managed to bold and. Can you see that? See how and is bolded?
Bold and italicized.
Yeah, bold and italicized. Like pretty good.
Yeah. They must know HTML.
They might. YouTube user Funny Sunny 1967 says 1 year ago, "Thank God I don't have to do drugs. Because of the bucket, he is the perfect drug for me. Thanks, my friend Bucket."
This is why Narcotics Anonymous recommends you listen to Buckethead while in recovery.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, that's recommended music because it's like you got so many albums to listen to. You're gonna not have drugs left.
If you need something to obsess over, and here's the thing: if you're in Narcotics Anonymous or Alcoholics Anonymous, you actually don't have that hard of a time because then you can just become a sex addict. And like if you're attractive in one of those programs, you can just become a sex addict. And if you're sober, you can just fuck everyone. And like a lot of people do that. And like, I was sober for, California sober. I didn't drink for, like a year and change. And during that time, I dated several people. Mm-hmm. I mean, I fucked a lot of sober people because like when you're sober,
you gotta get that thrill somehow.
You just fuck. And like, I mean, you can't like go to a bar and hang out there or anything. So you're like, hey, you want to just like come to my place? And then you just fuck.
Nice.
And it is, but it's also like, I don't know, having your thrills in other ways is cool. But a lot of people in that community like smoke weed too, which is pretty awesome. Just hanging out, fucking a bunch, smoking weed. That's a cool way to be sober. Maybe I'll stop drinking again. Put it on my dating profiles. That way I can just like
get those sober hoes, babe.
Get that sober hole, baby.
Yeah.
It's like, but it's not even sober. It's like all of these people smoked hella weed with me.
Yeah, just no hard stuff. Just no booze.
No booze, and especially no kratom.
Yeah,
we have like, you talk about like the astrology bitches and the tarot bitches, tarot hoes, yeah. But come on, the kratom,
the kratom
sluts are really the bottom of the barrel. Let's be honest.
I don't know about bottom of the barrel.
Tell me tell me how lower you have gone, Spenser, than the kratom sluts. I would like to know the bottom of your barrel at this point. This is a statement from the Spenser boys.
I don't know. I plead the fifth.
That's the second time you pled the fifth tonight, brother.
Sometimes you gotta. Speaking of kratom sluts, YouTube user AG says 4 years ago.
That's the chemical symbol for gold.
Oh yeah, the YouTube user, the chemical symbol for gold, says 4 years ago, "The man is a machine. The man is not a man. He is the God gracing the earth and blessing us with the sounds of the heavens themselves for our mere mortal ears to take the tiniest of sips of the fountain of youth with a golden elixir."
Golden elixir? You think he's talking about pee?
Yeah, this dude's
he's definitely about getting pissed on.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
You ever been pissed on?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never been pissed on either. I peed on someone.
Yeah.
But like in a bathtub setting.
Yeah.
They were like really into it. And the thing is like they were like super hot.
Yeah.
Like super hot. Honestly, the only like mildly famous person I've ever been with. Mm. But they like insisted that I pee on them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we love to see it.
Yeah.
Speaking of pee, actually, sorry, I was gonna save that one for later. YouTube user Michael Byrne says 5 years ago, "Anyone know what scale is being used?" And YouTube user Santa Claus responds 2 years ago, "Sounds like a neoclassical scale combined with a minor and minor pentatonic. But what do I know? I just deliver presents to kids."
A classical scale combined with a minor pentatonic? What is that supposed to, what do you mean classical
I
scale?
think what he means is harmonic minor and like melodic minor. That's basically what he means.
Okay, so a harmonic minor and melodic, so...
Yeah, which is true. Yeah, he is technically
so
using
that's basically
harmonic and melodic minor.
Blues scale?
Well,
blues
no.
scale with a flat 7 or a sus flat. You can use either 7 then.
Yeah, you could use either 7. Yeah.
But basically, I mean, it's. But also, what does he mean a classical scale?
He means harmonic minor for sure. That's the classical.
So he means minor. Okay.
What he means is a melodic minor and harmonic minor. Okay. But I just love the Santa Claus aspect of it.
Yeah,
really good.
I like to imagine like a fucking like. You've seen like Bad Santa, right?
Oh yeah,
like
Bad Santa's a classic. It's actually like one of my favorite. I think
it's a great Christmas movie.
Yeah, it's probably might be my favorite Christmas movie.
Honestly, and Billy Bob Thornton really needs to do more comedies because the dude's fucking funny as hell.
Yeah, and he's so good in that movie.
He's just amazing. An awesome dude. Honestly, like I would highly recommend looking up Billy Bob Thornton interviews because he's just one of those guys who like made a lot of money and got really famous, and then he's like, oh, wait, I can just do anything. And so now what he does is anything he wants. And there's interviews about him who's like, yeah, I was just like kind of doing nothing. I didn't have any work. So I'm like, I'm going to move to the South for a while. And so like, you know, I got an apartment in Tennessee and just hung out with some guys and learned how to make knives. And I'm like... What?
Fucking rocks, dude.
What, dude? That
hell rules? Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
He smokes a ton of weed and doesn't give a fuck. Like, hell yeah. I like Billy Bob Thornton a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, he's all right. He's all right. Speaking of doing rad stuff, YouTube user AirGuitar74 says 6 years ago, leaving no stone unturned, the ever-relentless Buckethead goes places with his playing that amaze this 63-year-old man.
You love an old man commenting on YouTube.
You do, and you know what I love most about this is that...
It got so upvoted, right?
He was 63 years old 6 years ago.
Oh, my God.
Happy 69th birthday, brother! Oh, nice! Hell yeah. Nice. Now we come to a part of the show that I like to call CUM Corner. It's a new...
Am I going to have to make a theme song for this?
This is a new part of Bucket Void that I'm going to call CUM Corner. And what we talk about here are dudes that are definitely horny while they're talking about Buckethead.
Well, how about something like, Gettin horner, massive borner, let's get in the CUM Corner!
That's perfect. Thank you. Please just use that for the song.
It's
like just a sample of you doing
not
that.
Not bad.
I like that. YouTube user Ramon says 6 years ago, love it, Buckethead. My head goes down for you.
Ooh, you know what he's talking about.
He wants to suck off Buckethead. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like a lot of people want to suck off Buckethead, to be honest.
I mean, he deserves to be sucked off a lot, I think. Yeah, for sure.
He does.
For sure. Like,
yeah.
That's such a good thing.
He deserves a Soothsucker, if you will.
Soothsucker's the name of the episode. 100%. 100%. Yep, that's it. Speaking of that, YouTube user 2 Heaven and Hell. It's the number 2 Heaven and Hell.
Do you think they're talking about the project that was like basically Ronnie James Dio Black Sabbath? That was like post Black Sabbath kind
2
of.
Heaven, 2 Hell. Yeah, for sure. No, yeah. They say 1 year ago, I think I must reinforce that I like this song so much. It is very close to an orgasm, a masterpiece.
Masturbation.
Masturbation, yes.
Yeah, that dude's definitely
for sure. That dude is coming.
Yeah.
So here's the weirdest part. So that was 1 year ago. He left another comment.
Is it a follow up? Is it
a follow up?
How many months later?
1 month ago.
Oh, I love that. One of my favorite parts, sorry for this aside, but one of my favorite parts about internet comments on YouTube especially is people who come back way long after the fact to either respond to someone else, which is super interesting.
Yeah.
But not as interesting because, you know, especially if like someone leaves a comment 2 years after and then someone, you know, responds to it 2 years after that, whatever. But like when someone responds to their own comment years later.
Yeah. And they're like, I need to update the world about this.
Yeah.
That's like, wow, thanks, man.
That one guy who was just like, by the way, no homo.
That was the most amazing.
Like 6 years later or something. I'm like, what? But why? But yeah, I love it. So
it's beautiful.
Sorry, continue. How
it's
did
great. So
us?
to heaven and hell responded to himself 1 month ago and said, I think I mentioned that I like this song. Did I?
Oh yeah.
So he's still masturbating, which I think is it's great. He's still extra horny for Buckethead.
That's good.
Yeah. So that was CUM CORNER.
I like CUM CORNER. Thank you.
It's great.
Getting horny.
Oh, actually, hold on. No, I forgot we have one more CUM CORNER.
Okay,
one more.
Do it. Do me.
So
me, baby.
we have one last CUM CORNER. YouTube user William Haugum says 1 year ago, edited. His music doesn't just please the ear, it pleases the whole body and soul. I've never been one to dance, but Bucket makes me move. My neighbor probably thinks I'm having convulsions.
No, your neighbor knows what that thumping sound is.
Yeah, no, he knows you're masturbating.
He knows exactly what that thumping sound is.
Yes.
Getting horny, massive boner. Thanks for coming to the CUM CORNER.
Hell yeah. Okay, so we're gonna do one more, and then we'll do a Jordan Vine, and then a Britain Void. Okay. YouTube user Don T says 1 year ago, whoever gives every song one thumb down needs to stick with listening to the Osmonds and leave greatness alone.
Honestly, the Osmonds are pretty great.
Yeah, and like of all artists to pick, this dude's got to be like 100 years old.
I know, right?
Like, what is happening?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, if you don't like good music, go listen to Johnny Paycheck.
What? Who? What the fuck are you saying?
What?
Yeah, Johnny Paycheck. He did Take This Job and Shove It, which is a great working class song. Yeah. So
we love that.
Is it time?
Is
it Vine time?
It's Vine time, baby.
Master of the shift key, a bucket bot divine. Commenter extraordinaire. It's time for Jordan Vine.
Oh my God. So Jordan Vine kicks things off in a really incredible way. This is like one of my favorite Jordan Vine comments.
Yes.
And this was 4 years ago. He said, I'm not a guitarist or a musician. I don't know anything about the technicalities of playing the guitar. I just absolutely love the way he plays it. He's the best there ever is or have ever been. No guitarist alive today is better than Buckethead, and that's that.
So I saw this, and I actually have a lot to say about this. I'm actually almost surprised that Jordan Vine doesn't really play guitar.
Yeah, I know, right? Which that was why I was so excited about this comment.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
surprised he doesn't play guitar.
Right. No, this actually is the first time I feel like we actually get a real window into the life of what Jordan Vine is.
Truly.
And why he loves Buckethead so much that he can't contain his caps lock.
He can't. There was so much caps lock in that.
He can't keep it in his pants. He really...
In his pants lock.
Yeah. You should apply a pants lock for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But, it's just... He's such a, interesting soul. Yeah. And, I love, how passionate he is about...
He is, but now we know that, honestly, like his perspective is kind of uninformed because he's very certain
Yes.
that Buckethead is the best guitarist, but he doesn't really know what goes into being the best guitarist.
No,
it's just
he doesn't.
the one that he subjectively appreciates the most.
Totally.
Which I get, because I mean he is a great guitarist, and like if you talk to other guitarists, like, you know, you walk into any fucking Guitar Center and, you know, start playing guitar and be like, hey, I think Buckethead's the best guitarist. No one there is going to disagree with you, A, because it's not an invalid musical opinion, but B, because they want to sell you a fucking Gibson Les Paul.
Totally. I want Jordan Vine to make music because I want to hear what his music is like. It's really something else. And so, like, he went on a fucking tear this week.
He definitely did. I saw all this. And
I
was
don't
like,
have the throat energy to do all of these, I'll be honest. There's a lot. But there's one in particular
I might be able to help you with that, Spencer.
I would love for you to read this one
I've
for
got
me.
a lot of throat energy, and I can teach you how to train yourself.
Thanks, Britt.
Okay, so thanks for relying on my throat energy.
Yeah, okay. Let's keep our volume reasonable here. We don't need to.
All right.
But yes.
So 3 years ago, Jordan Vine says, this guy's music is world class. The world of a real and true music genius. For the people who throw abuse at him really can't accept how awesome his music really and truly is, or just one thing. Jealous. And they want to be as talented as him, and they can't accept the fact they're not, and they wish they were. By the way, I haven't got anything cruel, horrible, or abusive to say about him. Nothing at all. Because he is a real and true music genius, and he always and forever will be, and that's a fact.
This is beautiful, Britt. Thank you for that. Jordan Vine really, like, he went on an adventure this week. I'm gonna read one more and then we'll move on here. Okay. Jordan Vine said 4 years ago. I like that yours was 3 years ago. So he like came back to this like a year later.
Oh, he came all right.
Oh, Jordan Vine comes hard. That dude comes. Oh my god.
I mean, he comes like from the prostate. Like, have you had a prostate orgasm, Spencer?
Yes.
Okay, then you know they're like, what? What the fuck?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, that's where like half of the orgasm comes from.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and so like he comes directly from the prostate. You know every rope he spills out goes across the fucking room.
Yeah.
Like you could string up a guitar with every rope he spills out of his dick, dude. Those are
I love that. Like,
those are Zach Wild gauge strings right there, baby.
Hell yeah. Custom gauge for like the drop A. Yeah.
Drop D, baby.
I love that, like, when opening up speculation, like, you're just instantly like, yeah, dude, prostate orgasms, like, fucking shooting ropes, like, you just, like, instantly go there. It's perfect. I love it.
Where else can I go, Spencer?
I know. I love, like, so still, like, one of my favorite interactions we've ever had is when, like, you wrote an album called Cyclic, and you're like, here's my album.
I wrote a book called Cyclic.
I'll just say album.
Yeah, you did. I wrote a novel.
You wrote a novel called Cyclic, and you're like, here's my novel. You can read it if you want. And I was like, okay. So I read a bit of it, and I was like, hey, Britt, I just want to point out, this is just a little bit of feedback here. I just want to point out that in the first 2 chapters of the book, you have both of your main characters, scenes where both of your main characters sit down and masturbate to internet pornography, where you describe what internet pornography they are jerking off to. And Oh, well, that is cool. I'm not sure if you need to have the same scene for both characters. It feels a little too much like your life.
It's called exposition, Spenser. It's the Chekhov's gun.
So good.
This is called building characters, all right?
Like, I remember both of them. I feel like, so, like, the young guy was jerking off to, like, anal porn, and, like, the older guy was jerking off to, like, MILFs or something.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, something like that.
Carl Bossner definitely had more of a thing for, like, MILFs and, like, older women.
Yeah.
Because he had only had sex once, which was with a prostitute.
Yeah.
That he ended up like knowing later in the book.
Oh,
and
that's nice.
The other guy was just like, his whole thing was all about power.
Yeah.
And so like he only really watched like anal porn because he saw it as like a symbol of the real domination of like some, because like it's sex that's just not for procreation. And especially when it's heterosexual, it's just like, you're using that whole just because you want to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so there's a lot of subtext there, and if you want to go into the the literary angles of masturbation, we can definitely do that.
Literary,
but I feel that's more like Gettin masturbation cast.
There you go. Yeah, that's a pretty good name for the episode too. One last thing, and that is YouTube user Terry Gerard, who responded to a Jordan Vine comment 5 months ago and said, Jordan Vine, you are the best to describe what Buckethead music is. And I agree.
Beautiful.
Statement!
No.
From the written boy.
Right. I hated that.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Still only 17 seconds long.
All right. On August 14th, 2019, at 4:34 p.m., you texted me and said, quote, "These 5 words in my head. Alexa, play Nickelback on Spotify."
That rocks.
Statements from the Bucket Boy.
Wow.
Oh, here we are.
we
Hey, Spenser,
are.
what do you got to recommend to me this week?
I have like a... Oh, man. I think that, like, instead of that, I'm going to do something that's, like, not exactly a recommend and not exactly a not recommend. It's more of just an update on something that I've been aware of for a while. Okay,
Is
so...
this a herpes update?
Jesus Christ.
Wait, have we talked about it on the podcast before?
What?
How you have, like, all types of herpes?
Shut the fuck up.
Like, you even have a simplex they haven't found?
Complex. It's the magazines.
It's not simplex at all, baby.
Yeah,
it's complex. It's both. It's like 2 magazines, Complex and XL.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, exactly. You nailed it. So there's a film called Heathers, which you may or may not be familiar with. When was the last time you watched Heathers?
I'm gonna say like 4 or 5 years ago. It's a great film.
I watched it recently, as in within the last week, and there's a lot of stuff in that movie that has aged very poorly.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, the whole thing is like very nihilistic in a way.
It is. It's just like, so here's the thing. I'm not necessarily saying it's bad now. Yeah. But I'm also not saying it's still good. I'm saying it is under review. There are things about that film that have aged poorly in today's age of more accountability with social behavior. I feel like some of the characters in that movie are fucking problematic. Admittedly, the way the film treats those characters, you could argue that it ends up working out, but I don't know. It's quite a thing. I don't know. Ultimately, it's interesting. And if that's a film that you liked in the past, I would say, hey, maybe rewatch it, or maybe don't if you have a good memory of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's an interesting one. I watched that and was not as stoked as I was hoping to be after watching that. But I did watch something that I can wholeheartedly recommend, and that is the X-Files episode that I watched.
Was it the one with Dave Grohl?
No, it is not.
He's in an episode of X-Files.
That fucking rocks.
Yeah.
So it is season 7, episode 13, first person shooter.
Ooh, that's it. Oh, please tell me it has like really bad 90s CGI.
Bro.
So
Bro.
Can I tell you one of my very favorite episodes of Law and Order SVU, I believe, is one that's a video game episode where there's like this fat nerd kid and he's like obsessed with this Dungeons and Dragons game, and he keeps like referring to, I think, himself as the Gorgon.
That rules.
Because that's like the villain in the video game, and he's like a molester in real life, so he's the Gorgon.
That rocks.
It's the dumbest thing. I love it.
Yeah, so this episode it follows there's like a game company that's making this like VR game that you like put on all this gear. It looks very cyberpunk.
Oh yeah.
And then you go play, you're like, it's basically a shooting gallery. It's a really dumb game. You just like shoot dudes with a gun. Anyways, a dude, one of their playtesters, gets killed by the game, and then the X-Files folks come in. They come because the lone gunmen are working on the game. They're contractors working on the game.
Okay.
And so they call Mulder and Scully, and they're like, hey, you need to check this out. It's fucked up. Okay. And so they come out.
Lone gunmen were the best part of that show, let's be honest.
They're great.
They're so good.
We love them. They're heroes of mine.
Yeah. They're like conspiracy nerds. They're like, us if we had like really marketable skills to somebody.
Yeah, the one that looks like me wears a sick Ozo Motley shirt in this episode, which is fucking tight. And I just shout out to Ozo Motley, shout out to Charlie Tuna.
You suck, Spenser.
Like, shut the fuck up. That's tight. And yes, that one does look like me. You know it's true.
Don't be proud of this.
I'm just acknowledging it, okay? Like, it just exists.
I was going to say, maybe you should apologize for it.
Anyways, the episode culminates in Fox Mulder dressing up in the cyber gear and wearing super sick cyber sunglasses and then getting sucked into the game to fight a dominatrix woman. It's fucking incredible.
I love getting sucked into the game.
Yeah, dude. X-Files Season 7, Episode 13, first-person shooter. That's my big recommendation for the week. Watch it.
I watched Squid Game. Squid Game was really good.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's one that I've avoided because...
It's a normie thing, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's really good. Like,
it is really
sometimes
good?
Normies get it right. And this is, it was created in Korea, and it's a very large, like treatise on kind of like capitalism and like power structures, really. And it just exploded in America. And, the guy who created it wrote it like 11 years ago and has been trying forever to get it produced. And finally Netflix was like, yeah, all right, we'll give you a shot. And it's a fucking great story. And, it was super low budget. They made it for like $20 million, but apparently it's made Netflix over $1 billion now.
That's crazy.
So if you look at it like a film perspective, it's like the most successful film ever made. Which is crazy. And it's like by far the most successful foreign media ever made. It's nuts.
Okay.
Yeah,
but it's worth watching.
It's really good. It's really good. It's it has a lot to say. It got big out of nowhere for a reason. And it got big, and it's not like dubbed or anything. It's in the original Korean. Like, and I really, honestly, if something gets huge in America and it forces people to read, so either a book or something with subtitles, you can usually expect that it's good quality.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I avoided checking it out just because like the normies at my job thought it was really good. Not that they have bad taste and stuff.
Yeah.
I was just like,
honestly,
it's like a thing I wouldn't be into.
I'm definitely not a normie.
I would say that you are, quote, a power weirdo.
Did I say that?
No, you did not say that. I say that about you.
I'll take it.
That's how I describe you to other people. I'm like, oh, my friend Britt, you're a power weirdo.
You know what? If you're not into weirdo, you are not my friend. Power weirdo. I'm a weirdo for all.
Wow.
Normies and straight dudes, leave the hall.
Oh man, imagine making like pro LGBTQ like
Power metal?
like Manowar covers, like just like changing the lyrics to be
Okay.
like about other stuff.
We sure that's not what Sabaton does? I don't know. I've never listened to like a full song.
They're just
I just know they're gay as fuck and they do power metal.
oh no, bucket jokes are leaking. Speaking of which,
Speaking of which,
Bucket joke. Ha 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 ha. Bucket joke. Ha ha ha. Bucket joke.
bucket joke.
finally got the glasses on.
Oh yeah, you got the glasses on this week. I love it. Like, yeah, that's great.
Where does Joey Fatone ejaculate when he's masturbating in a hotel bathroom?
Tell me.
In sync.
I love that you picked Joey Fatone of all of them. Because he is the one that would be jerking off in the sink.
How does the U.S. military ensure their combat operations are lossless?
Oh, no.
Well, they make all their soldiers wear flak jackets.
Jesus Christ. That's a joke for no one but me.
My
Thanks.
mom always told me never to get into a stranger's van. So getting into Greta Van Fleet, that's completely out of the question.
What about Van Halen?
Oh, that's a good. That actually made a pretty good joke too. Yeah, thank you. What's black and white and full of horse semen? Ghost vocalist Papa Emeritus.
Yeah, buddy. I love that joke. That's a good one.
What do a Chinese restaurant bar and a crowbar concert have in common?
Oh, no.
Well, they both have heavy pores.
I think you broke me with that. That is such a beautiful... Jesus Christ.
Why is 60 minutes the most communist measurement of time?
Why?
Because it's hours. Hours.
I get it.
Okay. Why did Red Hot Chili Peppers vocalist Anthony Kiedis title his 2004 autobiography Scar Tissue?
Why did he?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, because that's what his absolutely wrecked asshole is covered in. It's just a war zone in there.
What?
It's like Iraq after the second Gulf War. The second one in 2004. Not the original. I mean, his asshole after the first Gulf War was kind of like the first Gulf War. It was really wrecked, but like, I mean, second one really did it to him. What's the difference between Slash and a dog? You can train a dog to not piss the bed.
Yeah, you could just pay somebody to deal with that, you know?
Yeah. What gift did Tommy Lee give Kid Rock
Oh, God.
when he started dating Pamela Anderson, Tommy Lee's famous ex? Well, he gave him hepatitis C.
Damn.
A gay man, a rapist, and two of their servants walk into a bar. The bartender says, "Oh my God, you guys are legendary rock band Kiss."
What are we doing here?
Speaking of Kiss, what do enlisted Navy personnel and Paul Stanley's farts have in common? Well, both are mostly semen.
What? Well, you gotta enlighten me about this, like, Paul Stanley bottom thing. What is happening here?
I'm very convinced Paul Stanley is a gay bottom in the closet. If you, like, watch him or listen to him, like, he voluntarily, like, performed as, like, the Canadian Phantom of the Opera. There's no way he's straight.
Okay.
Just listen to him talk. Hear him say, like, look at him. There's no way he's heterosexual. Just Paul Stanley. Like, look at any piece of media with Paul Stanley in it, and you'll be like, oh, well.
I love this.
Here's a joke for you, because you're on the Geek Squad. What do Apple's best-selling laptop and McDonald's training manual authors have in common?
I don't know.
Well, both are MacBook Pros.
Okay, that was better than I was expecting. That was good.
Why should you wait until after dinner to watch Dune?
I don't know.
Because it's all desserts.
You're killing me.
All right, I got one more left. Why did the horse go hungry in the pretrial facility?
The horse?
The horse. Why did the horse go hungry in the pretrial facility?
I don't know.
Well, because he couldn't afford bail.
Joke. Oh my God. Wow. We have been streaming and podcasting for like 3 hours.
That's too many.
It's too many hours.
Yeah.
Britt, where can we find you on the web?
You can find me at Dog Vorbis, or just hit us up on any socials at a Bucketcast. Where can I find you, Spenser?
My website, spenser.zone. SPENSER.ZONE, baby.
Spenser.zone, baby.
Yeah, that's that.
Yep. Anyway, This has been Britain.
And this has been Spenser. You've been listening to Gettin' Head, a Bucketcast.
Stay greasy, Bucketheads.
And namaste.